welcome to America's programming of Utopian Society, haha, also known as Apush. So we'll be talking about the American Revolutionary War and how it came to be and how America learned and got its identity. So please welcome Revolutionary War veteran Stefan Ferguson. Hello, Sir Ferguson. Can I call you Stefan?
Yes, of course.
Oh, so it's been said that the French and the Indian War was ultimately the one that started the American Revolutionary War?
Yes, Britain and France went into war over the Ohio River Valley and possession over the French and Indian war trade. During the war, 9 colonies met to discuss defense and Indian affairs, where Benjamin Franklin came up with the Albany Plan of Union as the first attempt to unify the government of the colonies, and the creation of the first American cartoon was made and published that said, "Join or die." However, the Albany Plan of Union was not successful, and the British thought it gave American government way too much power. As the powerful controlling British forces defeated France, conflicts with North America colonists and Native Americans had begun to emerge.
Oh, so what kind of conflicts are you talking about? Can you please elaborate on that?
Well, Britain was in massive debt due to war, tisk, which had caused them to tax their colonies to get Britain back on their feet in order to have imperial control over North American markets and political institutions. And because of their unreasonable actions, I was infuriated. There was the Sugar Act, Stamp Act, Declaratory Act, Intolerable
Okay,
Act.
we get it. So, okay. Anyways, the show only has like 30 minutes or like 5 or 10. Okay, anyways, so these acts drove you colonists to want to get your independence from Britain?
Oh yes, my friend. We went by the phrase taxation without representation because we had no say in any of the taxes. Because of this, we began to boycott, such as the Boston Tea Party, where we dressed up as Indians and threw the British tea overboard. There was also the Boston Massacre. Thinking about the Boston Massacre brings tears to my eyes. I remembering opening the newspaper on that fateful day and seeing the headlining news. That picture. Innocent colonists were shot down and several of them were killed by British officers. I'm very angry.
Stefan, but what really happened though, wasn't it that the colonists were really drunk that day during a winter night and they threw snowballs at the British soldiers, and then the British soldiers told them to stop, but they didn't, and they kept doing it, and the British soldiers had no choice but to try to defend themselves with weapons? However, from what I remember during that time, didn't you have weapons as well? And your friends have weapons and carrying guns around? So, was it really their fault?
Well, anyways. After the Boston Massacre, we had attempts to warn the king about their ill ruling over the colonies, such as the Olive Branch Petition. However, the king ignored our petition.
And that led to the Declaration of Independence?
Correct. Oh yes, the Declaration of Independence was created, declaring America's independence from Britain, leading to the American Revolution.
And once America won the Revolutionary War, they were challenged to find ways to safeguard its borders, maintain neutral trading rights, and promote its economic interests. Isn't it because America wanted to avoid governing their country in the way that Britain governed the colonies back then as well? Because in Washington's farewell address, he wanted America to not get involved in foreign alliances and the danger of political parties.
That is absolutely right. Although there were challenges we faced in becoming our own country, the American Revolution signifies our first step into becoming an independent, powerful, and unified nation.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Stefan.
Anytime, dear.
For coming. You may leave
Thank
now.
you. God bless America.
Okay.
The American pageant.
Okay, we get it.
America
we
forever.
appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be right back.
This programming is brought to you by Hanrahan Industries, where 5s on AP U.S. history exams originate.
Hi, and welcome back. Next, we have former Congressman of the United States of America, Monroe Carter. Monroe Carter was a part of the group of people who made the decision towards how the country should be ran and how laws should be kept to keep the country in check. So hello, Monroe Carter.
Hello. Well, because of the British and their abusive use of power, we were afraid of surrendering too much power to central government. To avoid this, we made everything the exact opposite of the British government. First off, Congress didn't have the power to tax, enforce treaties, and regulate commerce. There was no executive branch, no national courts, and no national military. Every state had only one vote, no matter what, if they were big, like Virginia, or small, like Missouri. Oh. Also, there was new amendments require all states to vote in favor of it.
Well, we know today that America's government isn't the Articles of Confederation, so what happened to it?
You see, in about 10 years, the Shades Rebellion, which the national government could not stop, revealed the weakness of the Articles of Confederation. So we went back to Philly to write the U.S. Constitution. This was called a collection of compromises. For example, remember both of the big state, Virginia, and the small state of Missouri had one vote each? Well, we came up with a great compromise that set up the two House of Legislature.
Oh, I see. So the upper house is the Senate, who supports the small states, and the lower house includes the House of Representatives. This made everyone happy because it was composed of compromises, right?
Well, no. There was a debate on whether or not the Constitution should be ratified or not. Federalists support ratification because they favor a strong central government. The Anti-Federalists didn't support it because they believe in more loose central government.
How did they get ratified then?
The Federalists came out with a Federalist paper that advocated the ratification of the Constitution. They hoped to influence the voters in favor of the ratification and share future interpretations of the Constitutions. And I guess they did influence the people because it did get ratified in 1788.
That's good. Was there any other parts added to the government?
Yes, the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments. This was added on later on, and Anti-Federalists critiqued it for not having one in the first place. And also Hamilton's financial plans. He proposed a Bank of the United States, what I think of as BFAT.
BFAT is an acronym used to list the aspects of Hamilton's financial plan. B stands for Bank of the United States of America. E for excise tax, where taxes were only set on specific goods. F for funding at par, meaning that the old bonds were replaced with new ones in order to bolster national debt. A for assumption of state debt, which helped the states pay for their debts. And T for tariffs, which was a source for paying the national debt.
People argued that making a national bank was not a power given in the Constitution. These people believe in strict construction. The other would have a more loose interpretation of the Constitution, believe that it was necessary, creating the elastic clause, or aka the necessary and proper clause that say that the government is able to do anything that is necessary and proper to govern the country.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us and being part of our show today. Join us in a little bit and we'll talk to another individual who can tell us a little bit more about the astonishing American history. Okay, welcome back, and now I'm here with Selah, a common man of the 18th century. Hi, Selah.
Hi.
So I'll start off by asking you how the relationship with the colonists and the Indians was like in your time period.
Well, after the French and Indian War, more and more white Indian conflicts arose and continued throughout the whole century. There were the Paxton Boys, a Scotch-Irish group that were upset with Pennsylvania's leniency towards Native Americans while they were vulnerable to Indian attacks. They murdered about 20 Native Americans. There was also the Pontiac's Rebellion, which was led by an Indian alliance against whites in the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes region. Of course, we retaliated and used one of our strongest weapons.
Well, from what I remember, I thought Indians didn't have guns in.
Oh, no, we're not talking about guns.
Then what is it?
Germs! We practiced germ warfare with blankets that were infected with smallpox.
That's horrible!
Well, the whites did whatever we can to control the Indians. There were more deaths due to disease than anything else.
Okay, well, moving on. How's the life living in the colonies? How is living in the colonies?
Well, everyone migrated a lot because the U.S. policies encouraged Western migration to fulfill the idea of manifest destiny. This led to the intensified conflicts with the American Indians, pushing them further and further into the West, into land that we didn't want. The Land Ordinance of 1787 created a process to admit new states because America expanded so quickly.
I see. And how did America, after breaking away from Britain, create their own country and have like their own identity?
Well, I feel like we were brought together by the Albany Plan, joining together against a common enemy. When the cartoon Join or Die was made, it was the start of the new American identity. It showed that America can be their own country and their new style to Britain. And also we were the example to the whole world of a free country. Our revolution inspired other revolutions like the Haitian Revolution, and we emphasized the freedom of all people and how they are all equal. Many people moved to America to look for that freedom and find better opportunities, which is where we got the term melting pot.
Well, thank you so much, Selah, for coming on the show. It's great having you.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in with us at Americans Programming of Utopian Society, aka Apush. Okay, well, see you next time, and don't forget to vote for me, Aleena Quach, as historian. Voting's from today and tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Well. Oh my god, stop! Well. Well.
She looks like a weaker. Leave it. Okay, calm down. I'm gonna get some water.